Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Friends, today we are going to discuss about fictitious assets. We will discuss the definition of these fictitious assets. We will see the examples and we will see the accounting treatment like journal entries, ledgers and trial balance. So let's start from the definition, sorry. Actually, the fictitious assets, in actual, these are not our assets, but shown in our balance sheet on our asset side. These are actually called our expenses or losses of the business because when we incur them, we are uncertain about getting the benefits of these assets in future. So we can say that these fictitious assets are our losses or our uncertain losses or uncertain expenses. Like the expense we have incurred in like big amount, but we don't know that this expense will give us benefit or not. So that's why we are writing that expense in our balance sheet on the asset side and spread over in the years that expense, like if we made an expense of $1,000 and we divide that 1000 in 5 years, so every year we will make a $200 expense. So because we, as we said that we will get benefit of these assets not in real current time but sometime in future. The creation of these assets happens when we make one time big expense and we distribute that expense on later periods. These expenses also called prepayments. We might not get benefit in future. As you know that when we are going to make an advertisement, so we are not sure that that advertisement will work for us. The preliminary expenses, when we are going to start a business, we are making a preliminary expenses. So we are also not sure that our business will work or not. So those expenses, we don't know. Maybe we will get losses in the business and the first year we will close our business. So that's why we might not get benefit in future and the money we spent will went to the total loss, to the profit and loss account, which was spread over the years, same like depreciation or prepayments. Same like depreciation. Why I mentioned depreciation here? Because whenever we are using an asset, we are getting benefit of that asset, we are making a depreciation, we are making as an expense as a depreciation. Same like that when we have a fictitious asset and we are also spread over the years the amount of that asset and we are getting benefits every year. The year which we will mention, that till that year we can get the benefit of that expense or that fictitious asset. Here a question arises that why we are not making total value as expense at the time of expense happened on that particular year. So I will answer, if we do so by making the whole expense in that particular period, the result will be a big loss in that particular year. This is the main reason that we are going to spread these expenses over many years ahead. If we will use the benefit, if we will get the benefit of any expense or any asset for a longer period of time, so in accounting we have to divide that expense in those periods, in those years. So this is the main reason that we are going to spread these expenses over many years ahead. Let's discuss now the examples. What are the examples? Examples, we can see advertisement expense. When we are making an advertisement expense, we don't know what will happen. Either we will get the customers or not, we don't know. Business initial expenses, we don't know that the business will work or not. Fictitious assets are those assets or expenses or losses of those we are completely uncertain about the future benefits of those things. So it is clear and cut that these are not actually our assets, but these are actually our expenses. which we spread over the years to get the benefit of these expenses. So discount allowed, product promotional expenses, and marketing expenses. We don't know all of these will work or can give us benefits or not. It is 50-50 chances. So these are the examples, the few examples of the fictitious assets. Let's discuss further the accounting treatment. We will discuss here the general entries. When any expense or the fictitious asset or fictitious expense will occur. Expense as fictitious assets account debit and cash or bank account credit, because we have spent some money and we have to record that money as an asset, as a fictitious asset, either on advertisement, either on marketing expense, either on the preliminary expenses of the business, whatsoever that expense will be recorded as fictitious asset. So we have recorded this entry as our asset. So let's see, suppose we spread over the year, writing off for 5 years. So the first year we will write off 1000 divided by 5. This is the 5 years, so equal to 100. So for that year we will write off only 200. So main expense account, if we have made advertisement as an expense, or the marketing as an expense, or the preliminary business expense, so that expense account will debit in the profit and loss account. This asset directly go to the balance sheet, okay, and the main expense account goes to the profit and loss account. So this $200 we will make debit to the profit and loss account, the main expense, either it's advertisement expense, either marketing, either it's promotional expense, either it is the preliminary business expenses. So the fictitious asset account was 1000 and we decrease it to 200. So the credit will be expense as fictitious assets account. So let's discuss further. We will see the ledger account for this fictitious asset expense or the loss. So the ledger account, you can see the ledger account shows the 1000 which we make debit when this asset or expense happened. When we spend a bundle of money in one time, like $1000, so we make it debit. So while writing off, when we write off for 5 years, the first year at 31st December 2019, this expense occur on 1st January 2019. You can say this is a preliminary expense, like preliminary business expense. And in post date, in 31st December 2019, we write off for 1 year. So we recorded here 200. So this ledger has balance at the end of 31st December $800, which will shown under our asset. So our asset will decrease and our expense will increase by 200 reals in 2019, December 2019. Let's see the trial balance. So the trial balance shows like we had cash, but we spend our all cash to get the fictitious asset. On 31st December, our fictitious assets goes to $800. Our expense account under operating expense of profit and loss account will be $200, and the cash account credited because we use all the cash, so 1000 it's credit side. So this is the picture of the trial balance for the fictitious assets and expense. So this is the way we are recording these fictitious assets, which will be spread over the year. So the fictitious assets are not our real asset. Remember, these are not our real assets. We are recording, you can say these are our prepayments. For better understanding, you can say these are our prepayments which we spread over the years as an expense. So for watching my video, I hope you like my video. If you feel any hesitation by understanding the concept, do a comment under my video and I will get back to you on that. Thank you very much. Goodbye.